Today I'm performing an oil change on my brother's 2.5 Jetta wagon. Things that you're going to need for the job: a torque wrench to ensure that we tighten everything properly, especially with the plastic oil filter housing. We do not want to over tighten and crack that. 19mm socket for the drain plug, a 7614 fluted oil filter housing socket. I've got a funnel, I've got Liquimoly oil and a Hanks oil filter. I've got the catch pan for the oil itself. All right, so first up is getting this drain plug off. If you look, here's the dog bone mount, here's the subframe, here's the axle, and the drain plug is right in the back here. Just crack that off. And then should be able to loosen it by hand. Now I'm gonna go back up top and I'm going to remove the oil cap to help this flow better. Now that the oil has started dripping out, we can go ahead and install the new drain plug. And with the new drain plug, we will torque it down to 22 foot-pounds. Now we're going to do the filter itself. Now there is a cap on here that you can take off and then use a screwdriver to get the oil out of the filter housing itself. However, there's a special tool that you're supposed to use for this, and it can get damaged using a screwdriver, so I'm not going to do that. It's going to make a bit of a mess, but it's better than damaging the filter housing. We're going to swap the filter that is in the housing. Alright, so we've got the new filter here, and in the box is a new gasket for the filter housing. Take the old filter out of the housing, and the gasket rides right along here. There is a little pull tab that you can use to grab onto and take the O-ring out, and then we'll take the new one, and then with my already oily fingers, I'm going to lube it up for installation, and then just press fit it into filter housing, run my finger around it, make sure it's nice and seated. Then this goes either way, so you can just slide it in. And with that, the new filter is ready to go. I'm just gonna wipe this off because it's all full of oil now. Now we will take our oil filter and housing and push it in and thread it. Then we're going to switch over to our torque wrench set to 18 foot-pounds and tighten it down. That noise you're hearing is just the gasket seating into place. It's nothing to be alarmed by. And there we go. It is torqued to spec. Now we can put in our oil. Now officially these cars take 6.3 quarts of oil. However, I always put in about 6 or about 1 and then half of one of these bottles. Go from there whether or not I need to add anything. Add my half of this. Okay. And that should put us roughly where we need to be. Alright, so now I'm going to put the oil cap back on. I'm going to start the engine for about 30 seconds so that the oil actually circulates. And I'm going to let it sit for about 3 minutes. And I'm going to check on the dipstick and see if I need to add anything. Now's a good time to check for leaks under the car. This is all good right now, so I'm going to go ahead and roll this off of the ramps, let it sit, and then check the oil if we need to check it on a level surface. Alright, so it's been a few minutes. I'm going to check the oil. First, take it out, wipe it off, stick it back down, and it is definitely a little bit low, so I'm going to continue adding from that small jug. Alright, now we just have to give that oil a minute to actually get down to the pan so that we can check the level. Alright, now we are at the halfway mark. It's probably actually still going to continue flowing down, but it definitely hasn't been overfilled, so I'm going to call that good. And finally, to reset the service reminder interval, we're going to prep the key in the ignition, hold down 00 on the dashboard, turn the key over, let go of 00, and then hold down the minutes button. When that's all said and done, you should have no more reminder on the dashboard, and you're reset for the next oil change interval.